The following may not be suitable for all audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Assailants fail in attempt to erase another prison officer. Hours after the attempt on the life of a prison officer in El Dorado, Tunapuna, residents were still reeling in fear yesterday as they realized that they noticed strange vehicles and people lurking around in the area days before. As a result, they are sending a warning to residents of all communities, especially where prison officers reside, to be on the safe side and look out for any strange vehicles and people and report it to the police. During a visit to the community yesterday, one resident who wished to be anonymous said that they were left traumatized following Tuesday night's brazen attack. Coming to think of it, there were strange people seen in the area in and out days before, and we believe that they were checking out the area, carrying out their own observations. They knew where the prison officer lived, so they were watching movements, people around in and out, maybe the fastest way out or the best way to do their thing, the resident said. But yeah, in this timing you have to look out for strangers and strange vehicles. Take down the number plates and even take photos of the people or watch them good, as you could call the police on them. Let's try and stop this foolishness that's happening. It have everybody jumpy and frightened. At the shop where the incident took place, its steel doors remained tightly shut and broken pieces of glass were seen on the ground. The house connected to the shop was also locked up tight as no one appeared to be home. A few houses away, to the adjacent cross street, was the home of the 28-year-old police officer who was wounded in the incident. He did not speak, but according to his father, they were told not to say much, as this is a serious investigation in progress and they have to be careful. He, however, cleared the air, saying his son is currently on suspension, having been last assigned to the Port of Spain Task Force operational team, and therefore had no gun on him to shoot at the assailants. However, the father said, despite this, his son attempted to defend the life of his friend and was shot and wounded in the hand. The officer, who was at home at the time, remained inside his home and did not speak. According to an official police report, at about 7:30 p.m., the 32-year-old prison officer, who is the proprietor of a parlor at Clementi Street, El Dorado, was conducting sales at his shop when he saw three men alight from a dark-colored SUV and opened fire on him. The prison officer drew his licensed firearm and returned the fire. The suspects then re-entered their vehicle and fled the scene. The prison officer then noticed that his friend, the police officer, who was liming at the shop, had been shot in the hand. Officers at the Tunapuna CID, Northern Division Task Force West, and Port of Spain Task Force responded and recovered 2 pistols, each with extended magazines with a quantity of 9mm ammunition. The scene was processed by Northern Division CSI, who recovered 24.223 shell casings and 29 9mm shell casings. On Monday, Prisons Officer Nigel Jones was erased in Saparia in full view of his 3-year-old daughter. 4 days before, his colleague, Prison Officer Trevor Surrett, was erased in Valencia. During a media conference on Tuesday, the Prison Officers Association said there was a hit list in which 13 officers were marked to be erased before Christmas. It is alleged that the death threats were made by a high-profile prisoner currently housed at the Wayne Jackson building at the maximum security prison in Aruca. The inmates there claimed they were being abused by masked prison officers, among other ill treatment. Deputy Commissioner of Police McDonald Jacob yesterday said they were aware of the hit list and assured the TTPS will be providing even more assistance, inclusive of patrols to prison officers, especially those who are soft targets. Jacob said police officers had already approached some of the prison officers and given them advice. We've had situations of such attacks in the past where persons are targeted not for doing anything wrong themselves, but simply because they are in a profession and they can be easily located, Jacobs said. They are targeted because they are readily found, and therefore they are used as a means to send a message. But again, I want to emphasize that we are treating with this. We have uncovered intel and we are working towards arrests even as we speak. Police yesterday said a suspect was held in connection with the incident after he turned up at a hospital seeking treatment for a gunshot wound. He was at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex in Mount Hope last night under police guard after receiving treatment for a wound to his back. The bullet is reportedly lodged in his spine. Former CoP Gary Griffith reveals that he's holding text messages which could cause a snap election. Former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith says he's holding text messages which, if revealed, could cause a snap election before year end. Griffith did so while on Citizens Union leader Philip Alexander's Gloves Off show on Tuesday. And he's pointed to an alleged little boy attitude by the Prime Minister on the recent leak of text messages between the Prime Minister and himself. Some messages between both were revealed in a September 25, 2020 letter from then Police Service Commission Chairman Bliss Seepersad, when she wrote Griffith on the Prime Minister's loss of confidence in him. Seepersad's letter detailed issues concerning Griffith's reaction and response to various matters, including the text messages between him and Prime Minister Rowley, which she detailed. Also appearing on Alexander's show was criminal attorney Vernon de Lima, a former Congress of the People CoP vice chairman and leadership contender in 2011. He migrated to the U.S. after he and his wife were attacked at their St. Augustine home in 2015. During Tuesday's show, all three discussed issues concerning Griffith and national matters. Griffith had said, "It's absolute madness in the last 4 months. Law-abiding people can't get a legal firearm to protect themselves as they've stopped issuing them, and criminals are bringing in their illegal firearms and building their arsenal." So obviously, there will be situations where evil is going to overwhelm good, and it's getting worse and nothing else is being done because of this stupid little witch hunt by individuals who are so desperate to be political, Griffith said. He told De Lima, "Vernon, they've spent more time on character assassination of Gary Griffith, which hasn't worked. They've thrown mud on my white shirt. There was no stain and they keep throwing it. But the more they throw, the more the public is buying into the fact that really, you are going with that? They keep throwing investigations, reports, and everything, and they have their media people. Rhea Tate get a leak of the National Security Council, a leak of the letter to me from the past Police Service Commission, of text messages the Prime Minister will send to me." Griffith added, "Well, let me tell you something, gentlemen. If Keith Rowley feels that little boy attitude of sending private text messages between a commissioner and a prime minister, he sees fit to go public. If I start to reveal text messages, there might very well be a snap election before the end of this year." Griffith alluded to the 2020 clash with the Prime Minister on the Bayside Towers pool party COVID-19 protocol breach. He said that was because the Prime Minister was thin-skinned and had run like a little child to the PSC and complained. Griffith added that he'd also written Deputy Police Commissioner MacDonald Jacobs seeking an investigation of Seepersad's actions in trying to suspend him illegally. He added that she'd withdrawn the merit list of August and said a former PSC member brought it to his attention that the list was blocked by government officials' interference. Griffith said because Rowley declared him persona non grata for CoP, the 89% who'd supported him might drop to 75%. He called on the public not to simply follow leaders and adhere to Kamala or Rowley, but to think for themselves.